Robbie, thanks for talking to us at Velo Nation. Can you sum up your season for us?
Yeah, it's been good and bad, I guess. I mean, started out at the beginning of the season in really good condition, and I think the first part of the year I was really happy with it, and won a couple of races, and then by the time the second half of the season came, I had a bit of an injured knee and those kinds of things, and then unfortunately from then on it was a really quiet second half of the season. I mean, so I'm not totally unhappy with it, but I'm not. It would have been nice with a couple more wins, but I can't complain.
What happened at Tour of Austria? You won the opening stage, I think it was. You steamed really strong. You were in the leader's jersey, and then I think you bust your ankle or knee, was it?
No. Yeah, there. Well, that's the part where I injured my knee. Actually, I was actually leaving for Tour of Austria that morning, having been left out of the Tour de France team. I was angry and had really good condition. But so I decided I didn't want to stop racing. I wanted to carry on racing to profit from the good condition I had. And I left that morning to go to Austria, but this freak accident, I dropped my kids next door with the grandparents, and I turned around on the stairwell, and I smashed my knee on a metal bar on the stairwell, and so that kind of offed my kneecap for a while. So I was hoping it wasn't going to be too bad. Went to Austria knowing that I had a problem. Won the first stage with a really sore leg. Second stage I tried to ride through it. Third stage I started, but I couldn't carry on and then stopped. So ever since then, it was a pain for a good couple months to try and get it all fixed up and that kind of thing. And then like I said, the second half of the season never turned out too good because of that.
You're off to Garmin-Cervelo next season. Are you looking forward to things? Have you talked to Jonathan Voites and management about what role you'll be playing in the team?
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy to be going back. Firstly, I mean, and myself and Jonathan have spoken regularly since about July this year. Ever since we spoke about me going back to the team. One of the big reasons I'm going back is obviously to work closer with Tyler. Tyler obviously being one of the fastest guys in the peloton at the moment, and he's lost one of the lead out guys in Julian Dean, who's gone across to Green Edge, and he's left with nobody really to help him out in the bunchman. So they were really keen to hear that I was on the market again, and they were really keen to have me back. So that was probably one of the biggest decisions in me going back. Role-wise, to work close with Tyler, whatever races he does, I'll probably be doing. But there's also going to be some races for myself as well, where probably races like Vuelta a Catalunya in Spain, where I'd have my own opportunities to race for myself as well. So as much as I'll be helping Tyler, there's also going to be races where I'd like to win for myself as well.
And a lot of teams seem to be doing that, like you going on board to Garmin to help Tyler. Lotto have brought on Greg Henderson to help Andre Greipel. Green Edge seem like they're going to have a 30-strong lead-out train next year. A lot of teams are building their sprint trains. Do you think it's going to be more competitive next year?
Well, more competitive. I mean, there's always been teams out there that have had riders to help their sprinters, but it's never that easy. And I mean, it comes down to the most organised, the most professional guys who work well together and gel together. I mean, last year racing with Garmin, HTC has always had the best sprint train over the past couple of years for Cavendish. Last year was one of the first times where the team actually challenged them, and that was when I was with Garmin, riding for Tyler. This year again, there's been very few people that have actually got it right and that were able to challenge Cavendish and his team. So hopefully next year when I go back to Garmin, we'll have a decent system. There's a couple of guys being brought on to help as well. So yes, there's a couple of teams that are trying to get it worked out, but if they can or not is always the problem. It's always, you have to wait and see. But at the end of the day, you can never have 20 teams doing a proper lead out. And I think next year with Cavendish we'll always have a really successful team around him. Him being at Sky, they've got amazing riders. But yeah, there's always going to be one or two teams out there that are going to challenge him.
And then also, what do you think of mergers like RadioShack going on board Leopard, the split between Lotto and Omega Pharma joining Quickstep? Do you think stuff like that's good for the sports? I mean, you've been affected by the RadioShack Leopard one.
It's difficult to say. There's a lot of times where it's bad for the sport, but I think if two sponsors split and they create a sponsor, it's great for the sport. If two sponsors split and a team falls away or something like that, then obviously it's bad. With the joining of the two teams like RadioShack and Leopard, in some ways it's great because you've now got another super team out there. It looks amazing for the public. You know, you've probably got already a winner for the Tour de France. But you know, put a lot of riders in a difficult situation to find teams. I think in the end, most of the riders found teams, if not all of them. But then there's also staff behind it as well that I know haven't found teams. So it's never a good thing for the sport. It's at the end of the day, it's always better to have 2 teams than one. It's nice to have super teams out there and have huge budgets and it looks great, and you know, but sometimes it's not the best thing. But yeah, I mean, I was affected a little bit by it this year, not too much because I actually had been talking to Garmin before the whole merger happened, so it wasn't a huge effect for me. But it does affect a lot of riders out there, unfortunately.